Hello guys and dolls, welcome back. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a review of the new Makeup Geek Vegas collection, and it's a pretty interesting collection. It's kind of like divided into two parts. There's the palette, which is the Vegas Lights palette. It comes with 6 eyeshadows inside and a mirror, and it's pretty cool. It's like, you know, it's their first official palette. And then they also have 5 pigments that are part of this collection. They're all metallic. It's a really cool collection. It's very fall. I'm really excited about it. So without any further ado, let's just kind of launch right in. So the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is the palette. So this palette is $37.99, which in terms of value versus their regular eyeshadows is about 34 cents more per eyeshadow. But you're also getting the packaging, which you don't normally get. You normally just get, you know, the single eyeshadow that you need to put in a Z palette or something. So I'm not really upset. The only thing that's kind of weird is, like, usually when a company comes out with a palette, it's a better value than buying the eyeshadows individually. But again, they don't normally come with packaging, so it's whatever. This is the palette. It has the Vegas skyline here. It's got the spade, diamond, club, and hearts. It says Vegas Lights in the sort of like a rose gold foiling. It has this really pretty line work on the inside as well as a mirror. It's a little bit floppy, so the mirror is, you know, not one that you would probably really use, but it's nice that they've included it. And then inside the palette you have 6 eyeshadows. The top ones here are all of a metallic type of texture. The ones at the bottom here are satin or matte. This one's matte. This one has a little bit of shimmer in it, but it's overall a matte eyeshadow, and then this one has a little bit of a satin-like texture to it. Now, another thing that's really interesting about these is that this palette is magnetic, so you can take the eyeshadows out, which is really fantastic, and another reason why I totally forgive them for the whole 34 cents each price hike. You know, it's really not that big of a deal, but it is worth mentioning. So I like that you can take the eyeshadows out, so you could put other eyeshadows that you love in here and travel with it, or you could take these out and put them in your Z palette. It's just really great that you don't have to, like, go through some crazy depotting. You don't have to destroy the palette, and it's something I wish more companies did, you know, with packaging that you can kind of use in different ways. It's something I really like about this palette. So now I'm going to go through all the colors in this palette with you. I'm going to go ahead and have some swatches either over here or over here, I don't know. So the first color is Casino, and it's this really bright gold. It's very yellow gold. It's intense. It's very metallic. It's such a pretty color. It's got a little bit of like an orangey tone to it. It reminds me of like a better version of MAC's Goldmine eyeshadow, which was my favorite eyeshadow for many years. I would always wear it with like a bronzy color in the crease. It was like my favorite thing to do. Sin City is more of an orange toned gold. So this one is a little bit less metallic. It's almost has like a green undertone to it, but it's not very apparent when you put it on the eyes. It just sort of looks like a bright orange juice kind of color. That's what it reminds me of. It's a very happy type of color. Roulette is a fantastic copper. I love this eyeshadow. It's, again, wonderfully pigmented, super metallic. It can be a little bit more like a pinky copper, just depending on what you put with it. I have it on my lid today. In fact, I'm wearing all the colors in this palette today. It's fantastic. It's so pretty. Some people are going to say it might be a little bit similar to Cosmopolitan from Makeup Geek, but it's much deeper, and it's much, it's more on the red tone, whereas Cosmopolitan is more like a penny copper. This is more like a red copper. Then on the second row we have Mirage, which is a very yellow toned cream. This one has a satin texture, and it's a good highlight. I want to say that Makeup Geek, the entire line, if you ask me, is very lacking in highlight shades. So it's nice to see them come out with another one. This still isn't going to be one of my new favorites, I'm just being honest. It's not bad, and it works fabulously with these, but I just want to, while I have your attention, and possibly maybe Makeup Geek is watching this, I just want to say that I think that you guys need some more highlight shades, because you just don't have that many, and you really don't have any for very fair skin. Just putting it out there. The next color in this palette is Desert Sands, and this one is so fantastic. It's a wonderfully pigmented matte. It's amazing. It's amazing. It reminds me of like a combination between MAC's Cork and MAC's Soba eyeshadow, because it's a little more yellow toned than Cork, but it's just as pigmented, if not more pigmented than Cork. It blends amazingly. It's so fantastic, and I'm really excited that this one pops out, as they all do, because I'm definitely going to be, you know, traveling with this one and bringing it along and using it with other shadows, because it's so fantastic. The next shadow in this palette is Bada Bing, which is a shadow that I've had out for a while. It's a really great dark chocolate brown. A little bit of gold shimmer in it. The gold shimmer really doesn't transfer well to the eye. It pretty much just falls out or comes off on your brush before you even get it anywhere near your eye. But the little bit of shimmer in it does help it to blend, I think, and it's just a really great eyeshadow. I think it was a good idea to include a dark color in with this palette because realistically, these three here and this one are all kind of mid-tones. They're not very light. They're all kind of in the mid-tone range. This being the only light color, this being the only dark color. I do think that maybe they could have had one of these other colors be in a darker color or a lighter gold, because these are all kind of the same depth, if that makes sense. But with that said, I'm not really sure which eyeshadow I would take out of the palette. So I do think that this is a really fantastic palette, and again, for $37 for 6 eyeshadows that are full size, it's a really, really good deal. So I like the palette very, very much. The second part of this collection is the pigments, and they are $6.99 each, which is the price of the pigments on their site already, so there's no, you know, overpricing or different pricing or anything like that. They also have them available in a set for $33.99 if you want to buy all 5 at once. I do have a criticism of the pigments in general before I even get into the individual shades, and this is something I've said before, but I'm going to go ahead and say it again. So when you buy a jar of the Makeup Geek pigment, it comes in a jar like this, and the jar is really, really small. It's not very deep, and it holds the, you know, the amount of product properly. Like it's basically filled all the way up to the top when you get it. But in my opinion, I think that, I'm like, in my professional opinion, it's too much product for this size of the jar, and I don't think they should give you less product because you're only getting 1.4 grams of product, which is less than their eyeshadows. Even their eyeshadows are 1.8 grams of product, so you get less product when you buy pigment. You pay $1 more for it versus the eyeshadows. And then the jar is over full, so it's always making a mess. There's always tons of it around the outside. It gets in the, you know, the threading of the cap. It's frustrating for me. I feel like they need something that goes on top that will kind of stop it, you know, like a little stopper or something, or just larger jars, or both. Both of them would be good. I think the idea here is to show, oh, look how much you're getting, the jar is completely full. But realistically, I would just like it to not make a mess, and it's one of the reasons why I almost never use my Makeup Geek pigments, even though they're freaking gorgeous. I love them. But it's just such a hassle that I think like it's like a subconscious mental roadblock to it, because I'm like, oh, it's gonna make a mess. Or maybe that's just me, but that is a criticism that I've had since the first time I bought a Makeup Geek pigment, and it still holds true today because the packaging's the same. So I figured I might as well mention it. So let's talk about something pleasant. Let's talk about these shades. The first one is called Vegas Lights, and it's a gorgeous copper shade, very glittery. I've been showing it to you guys now for a minute. Very, very beautiful color, very like autumn copper, deep rustic copper. It's got nice shimmer to it. It's very, very glittery, and I do find that the glitter can have a little bit of fallout, so I do recommend using this with a mixing medium as opposed to just using it with water. One that I found that really works well with it is the Alameda sealing gel. I found that this really helps it to stay on without falling out. This next pigment in the collection I don't like. This is called Jackpot, and it's, you know, it's got a texture that actually reminds me a lot of MAC pigments, how they used to be back in the day. And it's just flaky, and it's very light. It's almost sheer, really. It's not an exciting color for me. I did notice that when I used the Alameda sealing gel, it did go on quite a bit better, and it looked very like shimmery and stuff, but overall the color just doesn't do anything for me, and it's just, yeah, you use it dry, it's terrible, to be honest. The next color in this lineup is a Makeup Geek pigment that I bought over a year ago, so I was excited to see it re-promoted, and that's Liquid Gold. This is absolutely one of the best pigments that they've done. But again, look at how like filthy the inside of this thing looks, and this is not my old jar. I went ahead and opened this up to, you know, to show you guys the brand new jar, what it looks like and everything, and look how filthy, not filthy, but just messy this thing gets just in a couple of days. It's insane. And see, getting it all over my hands. Okay, so the next one is called Nightlife, and this one is absolutely gorgeous. This is a beautiful taupey, like a mauve-y taupe type of color, a little bit of silver in there. Really gorgeous, fantastic. I don't really think that it goes with most of the colors in this collection, but I'm still glad they came out with it because it's a gorgeous color and it'll go with a lot of my other eyeshadows and everything like that. So I'm really excited about Nightlife. And then the last pigment in this collection is called Poker Face, and this is a gorgeous, gorgeous gold bronze. Fantastic, so pigmented, so lovely. Love the texture. Everything about this is gorgeous. Very metallic. Love, love, love. And overall, my recommendations for this would definitely be the palette. You can get this again for $37.99. I think it's a good value. I think it's really cool how you can take the colors out and you can put them in a Z palette, or you can put other colors in here. Really, really great, and they go together well. I use them all for this eyeshadow look, which I will have up in a couple of days for you. In terms of the pigments, I do, of course, love liquid gold, so if you haven't already picked this one up, it's one of their best pigments they've ever come out with. It's fantastic. I've used it in a few different tutorials, so I'll have them linked in the description box down below for you in case you want to check them out. I love Poker Face. I think it's a really fantastic goldy bronze. I think that Vegas Lights is a really pretty color, very sparkly, but again, you're going to want to use some kind of, you know, heavy duty mixing medium to get it to stick on and get the glitter to stick. Nightlife is so pretty, gorgeous, mauvey, taupey color, fantastic. So happy to have yet another one of those because I can never have enough. But overall, this entire collection, the one piece that I don't really think is worth your time or your money or your effort is Jackpot. I just think that it's kind of chunky. There's nothing, you know, like something like Vegas Lights is, you know, it's chunky, but it's gorgeous and it has this beautiful sparkle, whereas this is just kind of chunky and almost sheer, and I'm not a fan. So I do want to mention that they also have a bundle pack where you can buy the entire collection for $69.99 if you're interested in that, and that would be this review. I'd love to know if you guys are interested in buying any of these. What are you most excited about in this collection? All that nice neat stuff. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and I will see you guys in my next video. Remember to just be yourself. See you, bye.